We'll look at one more video, only because I'm just very curious as to what IGN's going to put on here, because I already gave you my Switch 2 games I would like to see. One other one that I would like to see is a brand new Smash Bros game. You can't have another Nintendo console without a Smash Bros game, much like how you can't have another Nintendo console without a new Mario Kart. So we copping this on the same day then. Oh yeah, that's right. Me and your birthday is on the same day, July 8th.
Let us rescue the Princess Dulcinea.
With the release of the Nintendo Switch 2 very clearly on the horizon, we're starting to wonder what we'll be playing on it come launch day. So in the absence of an official day one lineup, why don't we have a good old guess? Nintendo has a well-stocked stable of reliables, and so some of our predictions, such as the arrival of a certain mustachio plumber in one form or another, are more likely than not. But we're also hopeful for the re-emergence of some previously announced new projects from some beloved indie studios. Now, we know it's too much of a dream to think that all of these games will hit the Switch 2 on day one, but even if we get half of them, we think we're in for a great time when we pick up those new Joy-Con. Here's what we think, or more accurately hope, Nintendo has in store for us when the Switch 2 launches. Over a whole decade has passed since Mario Kart 8 was released for Wii U, and in that time it has morphed into the most complete and essential karting game ever created, thanks to the Switch's Deluxe Edition and several DLC additions, boosting the track count up to a whopping 96 circuits. Mario Kart 8 has proved so successful in fact that it's both the Wii U and the Switch's best-selling game, so it's fair to say that a new one would be pretty popular. While it was reported to be in development back in 2022 and designed with a new twist, Nintendo is yet to officially confirm the existence of Mario Kart 9. As such, at this stage, we can only guess at what this new twist is. But we're hoping
a new Mario platformer is definitely inevitable.
Mario Kart 8's decade-long service was a celebration of the entire
new Super Mario
history of the
Bros.
series, then its successor will hopefully look to the future and introduce fresh, innovative ideas that will fuel Mario Kart for another decade. Of course, alongside those new ideas, we'd love a release date that coincides with the launch of Switch 2. If there's such a thing as a system seller, then Mario Kart has proven over the years to be exactly that.
Turok?
Considering the importance of games
no.
like Super Mario 64 and Galaxy, you'd have thought the Switch would have had
I was
more
about
than
to bust a
single
collective nut.
solitary 3D Mario game. But besides
Actually,
the
we
re-release
are
of
getting a
Wii
new
U's Super
Turok
Mario
game.
3D World, the only 3D Mario platformer on Switch has been Super Mario Odyssey, which was released way back in 2017, the same year as the Nintendo Switch. We didn't even get any substantial DLC.
I definitely
Odyssey,
enjoyed
despite
playing
the
Odyssey
idea of
when I got
adding a
it,
world
and
or
that
two
game
seeming
just took
an
me back.
uncontestable slam dunk at the
Yeah,
time.
I heard
After such a long
really
wait,
great things
surely
about
the launch of the Switch 2
Super Mario
is the time
Odyssey.
for a new plumbing platformer full of wacky abilities, inventive level design, and endless collectibles. While it may be greedy of us to hope.
By the way, hang on a second. Hold on. I just want to get this off my chest real quick. Hold on.
Collectibles. While it may be greedy of us to hope for both this and a new Mario Kart on the same endless
I just need to let this off my chest.
Level design.
Peach, you think after the 1 millionth time that you were held captive by Bowser, you'd actually learn your lesson? Remember how Peach was in the movie? Where's that version of Peach? If Peach was like that in the games more often, I would actually like her. Because I liked her in the movie. I actually liked her. Like, she still had her femininity, but she was still, like, fighting off Bowser and everything. I was like, where's that version of Peach? Can we do that more often?
And endless collectibles. While it may be greedy of us to hope for both this and a new Mario Kart on the same day, it would be a fantastic statement of intent from Nintendo to show us the future direction of arguably
Goated.
its two most
Absolutely goated, Kevin.
Mario series. Failing that, we'd of course take one of them coming a few months after the other. Just please don't keep us waiting. It's been over 7 years since we saw that Kappa moustache in 3 beautiful dimensions. Metroid fans have been waiting for what seems like an eternity.
This was one of the games that I said that I wanted to see.
Part E3 2017, fans suffered many years of radio silence until its surprise re-emergence in 2024. During that time, development of the project had reportedly passed from Bandai Namco Studios to Retro Studios, the original creators.
Same here, Dorito. Same here.
Now titled Metroid Prime 4 Beyond,
because I love the first one.
Its gameplay reveal trailer excited many fans and even had some questioning if what they were seeing was running on the Switch's successor. Well, Well, it looks like the Switch 2 will likely be what we'll be playing it on, and we're hoping the long wait for it will end on the console's launch date. Two of the original Switch's biggest hitters, not to mention two of the greatest games ever made, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and
Excuse
Tears
me
of the
for cussing,
Kingdom
but fuck yeah, I would be down for
We're hoping
this.
that backward compatibility will allow
These
for this
two
by
games,
default.
listen. These two games are goated. I don't care what anyone says. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, easily among some of the greatest games ever made. I don't care what anyone says. These two are literally one package. They complete the whole story arc and everything. Bro, if you create an enhanced one and it runs at 60 frames, I'm not expecting it personally, but if you do drop it, I mean, I can stream it again. I did stream Breath of the Wild before on YouTube, like back in 2021. I've done it before. I will play through that game again. Much as I do think Tears of the Kingdom definitely has more stuff than Breath of the Wild did, I still love Breath of the Wild. I still love that game.
And keeping our fingers crossed for some kind of automatic boost mode for older games. But we also wouldn't say no to specially enhanced versions of Link's open world adventures that take full advantage of the rumoured extra power the Switch possesses. Hyrule in crisp 4K with no frame rate drops? Yes, please.
Drop your hips.
Bro, that would be crispy.
Nintendo always likes to throw in a quirkier game into the mix around its console launches. Just take one look at the Switch.
Oh,
and
there's
its
going to be
trio
a
of
second
1-2
Five Nights at
switch,
Freddy's movie?
snipper clips and arms to see what I mean.
I did
One
see
such
the first one.
experiment
The
that
first
came
one
a
was pretty
little
fun.
later on the
It was pretty
hybrid
fun to
console's
watch.
Lifetime was Ring Fit Adventure, a spiritual successor to
Matthew
the colossally
Lillard as
popular
the main
Wii Fit
antagonist,
that took
though.
advantage of the Joy-Con
Shaggy,
motion
like
controls
really?
to create a turn-based RPG that was also a fun workout, all in the comfort of your own
Fucking
home,
Matthew
or on the
Lillard.
bus, if you're really into bold acts of public display. What could so easily have been palmed off as a gimmick went on to sell over 15 million copies and become one of the Switch's most in-demand games. With no sequel anywhere to be seen, maybe the launch of the Switch 2 is the perfect place to showcase whatever new unconventional tricks the console and its controllers might have up their sleeve.
Time to call
I've never
some
played Ring Fit.
The original Switch may not
Oh.
have possessed the graphical horsepower to power Capcom's stunning Resident Evil 4 remake, but maybe the Switch 2 can provide a home for Leon Kennedy's glossy Spanish nightmare. One of 2020
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't know about this one. I don't think this. I hate to be a pessimist. I hate to be a pessimist. I really, really hope Nintendo proves me wrong. And if anything, it would come full circle too, because you got to remember, Resident Evil 4 debuted on the GameCube. For a while, Resident Evil 4 was a GameCube exclusive. So if this game was to be released to the Switch 2, the remake, it would basically come full circle. Because here's the thing. This year marks the 20th. Let me repeat that. This year marks the 20th anniversary of Resident Evil 4's original release. Think about that for a sec.
23's best games perhaps wouldn't set the world alight with a launch
I
day
would
arrival,
hope I'm
but it
wrong
would
about
be an
this one.
impressive
I don't think
flex
it's gonna
that proved
happen,
the
but I hope
console's
I'm wrong.
capabilities. More importantly, though, there would be something undeniably poetic about one of the greatest horror games of all time returning to Nintendo many years after its long legacy began back on the GameCube.
Yep,
Okay,
that's literally
maybe this one's a
that's literally what I just said. Didn't I not just say that? Supposedly the Switch will be able to run PS4 games at max. I would hope so. This one I'm actually interested in seeing. Doom the Dark Age. This is a game, most of y'all know this about me. I'm a huge fan of Doom. I love Doom. I'm excited for the Dark Ages. I think this game might come out. I think this game probably will come out on the Switch too. Only because Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal was on the Switch. So I think Doom the Dark Ages is likely to be on the Switch as well.
still out there. But with both Doom 2016 and its sequel Doom Eternal having made their way to the original Switch, plus Microsoft's ever-increasing willingness to launch their games on anything that isn't an Xbox, Doom the Dark Ages on Switch 2 might just happen. We've so far seen very little of id Software's new shooter outside of a short gameplay trailer, but we're set to learn plenty more at the upcoming Xbox Developer Direct. Will a release date be revealed, and could it align itself with the Switch 2's? We're ready to rip and tear on the go again. And Bethesda might not be done there either. Reports are swirling of an imminent reveal of a remake of the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
Elder Scrolls? You know, I gotta be honest, I've never gotten into Elder Scrolls.
Was featured heavily in the reveal of the original Nintendo Switch. So perhaps it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to see its predecessor
I've never gotten into it
on the Switch 2. If this game is even a real thing that's happening, that is.
Bill Gates not at fault.
Speaking of Microsoft
Rare.
branching out, it looks like Master Chief and his collection of classic Halo games may well be making their way onto Switch 2 and PlayStation if rumours are to be believed. Featuring Halos 1-4 plus 3 ODST and Reach, it would prove a fantastic opportunity for Nintendo fans to get their hands on some of the best first-person shooter campaigns ever made.
This one. I didn't forget about Bungie. I didn't forget about Bungie Studios like separating from Microsoft. I didn't forget about that, because that was what happened, right? That is what happened, right? Like, didn't Bungie like go independent from Microsoft or something? Or am I just remembering it wrong? Yeah. So it's like, it's likely 343 took over. Oh, okay. Yeah, they were the ones who did Halo Infinite, 343 Industries. Yeah, so this is likely. Imagine that. Halo, for years, an Xbox exclusive. Imagine that coming over to the Switch. That would be insane. Even on PlayStation? Bro, hell freezes over. Actually, it's now owned by, ironically,
opportunity for Nintendo fans to get their hands
Hell
on some
really
of the
did
best
freeze over.
first-person shooter campaigns ever made.
The Shagahod.
Oh my god. Yo, let me just say this for a second. I'm sorry if I keep pausing the video and all that stuff. I apologize. I'm gonna just say this right now. I am hype about this remake. I'm never hype about remakes. The last time I was hype about remakes was Resident Evil 4. This one, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. One of my favorite games of all time is Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. I love that game to death. I am fucking excited for this game. Absolutely excited.
Nuclear-equipped tank capable of operating solo.
Okay, maybe getting the Snake Eater remake at launch might be slightly ambitious, but we wouldn't be shocked to see it land on the Switch 2 later in 2025. Konami's slick glow-up of Metal Gear Solid 3 would be more than welcome, and again, another nice return to Nintendo hardware for a series that once called it home all the way back with the first Metal Gear game and its NES port. In fact, we're expecting many multi-platform games from third-party publishers to make their way to the Switch 2 during its launch window. Square Enix could release both Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth onto Nintendo's new hardware, and Ubisoft is rumoured to be preparing much of their Assassin's Creed back catalogue for launch, as well as entries from the Tom Clancy series in the shape of The Division and
The Division.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Most people don't know this about me.
As well as entries from the...
Most people don't know this about me, but I am, to some degree, a fan of Tom Clancy's games, stuff like The Division and Ghost Recon, because these are games that I played with my cousin and my sister. I gotta say, I do like The Division, but I definitely want to play the second one, because I heard that the second one's better. But the first one, I still think is pretty good. I am definitely very much also into Ghost Recon Wildlands. They're just great. They're just great games.
Tom Clancy series in the shape of The Division and Rainbow Six Siege. If the Switch is the only console you've owned for the past few years, it looks like these publishers might be giving you a lot to catch up on in one go. One of the greatest indie game success stories of all time, not many games made outside of Nintendo's walls left a bigger footprint on the Switch generation than Stardew Valley. So what better place is there than the Switch 2 to launch Stardew developer Concerned Ape's upcoming chocolate shop sim, The Haunted Chocolatier. In development since
Wait, The Haunted
2020,
Chocolatier
we've
is
just had one
a
gameplay
spin-off
trailer
to
and
Stardew
little
Valley?
else. But the confectionery simulator with action RPG elements and
Stardew Valley is a
ghosts
game that
seems like the
Skyhawk
perfect
loves
game
a
to eat
lot.
up hours and hours of handheld time, especially if it were to launch with the Switch 2. Admittedly, a launch date release may be unlikely. Solo developer Eric Baroni revealed a few months ago that he hadn't been working on the Haunted Chocolatier for a long time, so perhaps a launch year window may be slightly more realistic. But it being there on the Switch 2's launch day would make the world taste good. Look, I just want to play the creepy Willy Wonka game, okay? My final pick is another follow-up to a beloved indie cult classic that found a home on Switch, Celeste. Studio Extremely OK Games is working away on its successor, Earthblade, a 2D explore action game.
Celeste is getting a sequel, Earthblade.
While updates have been few and far between, it's not outside the realms of reality that we could see this arrive on the Switch 2 at launch. Last year, developer Maddie Thorson revealed that it would be released in 2025 at the earliest. So, who knows, maybe it is just waiting to be unleashed alongside some new Nintendo hardware. Those are my picks for what games we hope, and admittedly dream, might launch with the Switch 2 later this year. What do you think will make the launch lineup? Let us know in the comments below. And for everything else, stick with IGN.
This video actually wasn't bad. The fact that I'm sitting through an IGN video and I'm tolerating it is saying a lot, because they usually never like make content that's actually interesting, or sometimes they'll make reviews on games that are complete bullshit. I think Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth potentially coming out on the Switch you gotta keep in mind, Crisis Core was on the Switch. And Remake and Rebirth were both developed on Unreal Engine 4, I believe. So it could happen. But Metal Gear Solid Delta is going to be on Unreal Engine 5. So is and Resident Evil 4 Remake is using like a much upgraded RE engine. So I don't know how both of them are going to play out. Like I said, if Resident Evil 4 Remake ends up coming out on Switch, that's just gonna make everything come full circle. Even the IGN video said, I said it. The fact that it would come out on the very same console that it debuted on 20 years ago. Damn, that was 20 years ago. Take a look at that. See? 20 years ago. January 11th, 2005. As of the recording of this video, it is January 17th, 2025. That is insane. God damn, I'm old. I'm really old.